Like if everything goes the way it did a few minutes ago, everything should be good. So boomity boomity boom. Yep. Boom. Off we go. Off we go. Can pitch over just a little bit. And lock it to prograde. And then once I get this to settle in on 90 degrees, it's, for the most part, just going to be leaving it alone. Yeah, there is a huge amount of gimbal authority on those engines that's completely unnecessary, really. But I often find the engines just have way too much gimbal on them and find myself oh, and look at this. I never did change the textures on these so they actually fit in nice. They look stupid, but I'm of the I don't care variety right now. Alright. So same plan. Yeah, it's already pitching over nicely. Again, maybe a little too steeply, but I think that's better than the other way around. Okay, throttle down. Keep that time to apoapsis about a constant. That is one unholy big rocket. Yeah. But, unlike the Waffle Bird Rescue 1, it's going up fully fueled. You might recall, and this is actually how this whole thing became a kerfuffle. It was the beginning of the end with it was... I got frustrated and decided just to take all the liquid fuel out of my payload, and that's how things went downhill after that. Probably shouldn't have ever done that. Probably should have just gotten it to work. Are these Saturn V parts stock parts? Yes, everything you see are stock parts. Now, if you're playing on console, I make no promises because I know the console version is a little bit behind. I don't know what to say, it just is. So there are features that are in the stock version of the PC game that aren't in the console version. So, what can I say? That's just what it is. Alright. Again, apoapsis climbing quickly, 65 kilometers. Very similar. Carbon copy of last time, really, isn't it? Okay. Okay, so again, just going to wait for this to get to 90. I like going a little bit higher in altitude if I'm going to make an interplanetary ejection burn, because sometimes those burns can be long and sometimes your altitude can drop while you're making those burns, and I don't want to be too close to the atmosphere. I find 90 is safe rather than my customary 80 for a low orbit. Again, got the space music. 80 kilometers here. This is a pretty low thrust payload, so I might end up having to make a multiple, probably maybe I might have to make two. I wouldn't think any more than two, but a double ejection burn. So if you've never seen that or want to know how to set that up, you might be in luck. There we go. 90 kilometers on the Apo. 2 minutes from apoapsis. Let's get over there. Again, plenty of fuel still left in those side boosters, so there will be these will help us with the first part of our ejection too, which I'm perfectly comfortable with, even though this will leave debris floating around Kerbal, but I don't care. Some people get very nervous about debris. If it bugs me, I just delete it in the tracking station. Okay. Yeah, O-berth in time if the interplanetary burns are long. That's exactly right. Okay, let's start this up. Don't need a lot of throttle because the TWR is quite bonkers right now. Try to do a little bit of a better job than I did on that first practice. There we are. I like that. Okay, so what I want to do though is I do want to reduce the thrust to weight ratio. Right now it's 4.59. I want to get it under 2. The thrust to weight ratio of the next stage is going to be like 0.2. Yeah, exactly 0.2. So let's. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just disable engines. So I'm going to shut down this engine. Did that shut down this engine and then shut down? I want to shut these all down in pairs so that everything remains balanced. That's 2.5. Okay, let's shut down the outside engine. Shut down that one. Shut down that one. Shut down that one. Shut down that one. So we're now down to only 2 engines. Okay, let's increase the throttle limiters on those because remember I turned those down before. It's 1.02. Let's add... I got it. You can have to add 4 at a time. Let's activate these engines. This is going to be too much, but then what I'm going to do is put the throttle limiter, I don't know, let's say 15. I'm pulling numbers out of my posterior on this. I just hate it when I punch the throttle and it goes, okay, that's 1.33. That's not bad. Let me get a little higher. 25. 25. 25. And 25. That's a 1.53 thrust to weight ratio. I'm good with that. And then finally, we're going to just kill the gimbal on all of the outside engines. That's funny how the thrust limiter... But the gimbal changed all of it, but the thrust limiter doesn't. Isn't that interesting? Okay, just the middle ones. And I'm going to put these gimbals at like 50. Limited gimbaling. Okay. That's, I think, looks a lot better. Let's put this on the normal vector, because I do have some solar panels here that will make sure that at least something's pointing towards the sun at any particular moment. But the main thing I got to think about is getting myself to Wafflebird right here. So let's set Wafflebird as a target. We are simply burning down towards the sun on this. So what you want to do is set up a prograde burn and eject yourself in this direction. So you're coming across the day side of Kerbal. That will eject you in a retrograde direction relative to Kerbal's motion about the sun, which will, in turn, bring your periapsis closer to the sun. That's the whole idea. So somewhere around here, this is going to be something like a 2200 meter per second burn. There's no kind of way around that. Last time I got into doing all kinds of eaves assists, I am not doing that. That got me into so much trouble last time. Okay, and you want to make this ejection pretty much so that you are going out, suggest the timing here, so that you are going out parallel to Kerbal's orbit. And see, oh, that came pretty close already. Now, this is a 15-minute burn, so I think I am going to split this up. I think I shall split this up. So, that's okay. Now, I'm not timing it so that we're going to be rendezvousing with Wafflebird down here. We'll deal with that at a later time. But what I think I shall do is, first of all, make sure I got the timing of this right by simply looking at my periapsis with the sun and simply adjusting the timing. And if it makes it go down, that means that's a good time. If it makes it go, oh, that's pretty much was right at the right time anyway. Okay, that's cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to... The timing doesn't matter. No. I'm sorry, I'm thinking out loud. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push this. We're going to split this in half. It's going to have to it's going to be less than half. So I'm going to push this about 30 days into the future by just giving me a lot of... Oh boy, that's a lot. By just pushing ahead the orbits, that will give me time to do a... Oh heck, I think I'm no, I am doing it right. 30 days in the future. Here we go. Dun 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 dun. 16 days. And the reason I'm picking 30 days is just so that I have time to do a nice big lazy orbit and then come back here again. And 30 days is just a nice round number. Remember, it takes like a week to get out to Minmus, so that's 14 days and then back or something like that. So 30 seems safe. I might stop before that. Definitely. Okay, I saw a bit of a moon encounter. That's the biggest issue, is always the moon encounters. Okay. So there we go. We're 30 days in the future. And now I got to adjust the seconds on the timing, because that certainly has made it less than ideal there. So up this a little bit. Again, all I'm doing is looking at the periapsis and adjusting this so that the periapsis is as low as I can get it, and then that's going to be about the right time. Something like that. Okay, so that's pretty close. So now we're coming back to here. So this burn is in 30 days. That's going to be my final ejection. But now I want to do a burn on this current orbit that's going to be ideally about half of that, but unfortunately half of 2200 is 1100, and that will eject me. So it needs to be less than what it takes to eject yourself from Kerbin. Ejecting yourself from Kerbin's SOI, that is about 950. So I'm going to tentatively put in 900 here. And why did I lose the other? Oh, wait, there's the other maneuver. Where's the second maneuver? It's there. Oh, yes, I know why that happened. Yep. And then I'm going to put this in about the same... Whoops. I put some normal in there by mistake while I was dragging it. Always do stuff like that. Okay. Then we're going to move it. Oh, I think I am ejecting myself. Oh, no. Then I know what I got it. Okay, and then we're going to bring that back. That's what we got to do. And again, I pulled on the retro. I need to bring this back to there, so that these two are right on top of each other. I might have to tweak this the first one again, or the second one again. That's pretty typical. See what I'm saying? So you do, where's that first maneuver? You do the first burn. There we are. Come back a little bit in time. There. So you're going to do the first burn, you're going to do this orbit, and then you're going to do this second burn. That's the whole idea. And I think that's all looking pretty good. Now I'm going to need to adjust that second burn. I can tell that. First of all, I need to take off about 900 meters per second off of that second burn. So this is going to be around 1800. No, wait a minute. 900 from 22 is 1300. There we go. And I can see right away this is going in the wrong direction. So I need to move the first one back. making a bit of a hatch of this, but that's okay. More like that, and then go to the second one. I love being able to switch between the maneuver nodes down here. Bring that one back. That was a little too far. There's that going off in the right direction. I think that's better. No, it's still a little too much that way. So go back to the first one. Back again. I just need to get that periapsis of that result in the right place. Go back to the second one. Does that look about right? That's looking about right. Where on earth is that going? I got like some sort of... What is the strength? That's the second maneuver. Oh my god, I put in 130,000. 2 zeros. That's all I need. There we go. Okay. That's close enough. I think we got enough to make this work. So just to sort of... Oh shoot, now this is wrong again. Okay. Back to the first one. I can tell this is wrong because of the angle it's going off on. See, like that? It needs to be more this way. So, move back the first one. Bop, 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 bop. Go to the second one. And yeah, it's funny, I do this stuff. I have a couple of tutorials on how to do this, but of course the joy of those is that you can edit it and take out all the flapping bits. Be flapping about. Oh, went too far that time. Okay, go to the first maneuver. Not quite sure why I spent so much time carefully placing that first one when all I did was go ahead and move it again. Still a little bit too early. So I need to go back to the first one. Go to the second one. Oh no, now it's too late. Oh my gosh. Okay, come back. Back to the first one. Ah, it's close enough. I'm sure I can make this work. So let's just do that first one. Okay. And I just want to do one last check of those maneuvers. I have a 900 meter per second burn followed by a 1300 meter per second burn. We'll fine tune it on that second one. Okay, let's put this guy on here. This is still going to be a 5 minute and 57 second burn for the first one. But unfortunately, that's about as much as you're going to be able to do before you have to start worrying about getting yourself out of Kerbin's SOI. Okay, does this feel backwards to anybody else? Oh yeah, of course, because we're on the wrong side of the planet. Not a problem. Not a problem. Do a quick save. There are never enough zeros. More zeros, please. More zeros, please. Okay, let's stop it a couple of minutes ahead of the burn. Let it find its way onto the maneuver node. You can see we are pointing. There is some... Put it on this view. There is some downwards. to this. That's why I put myself into a 90-kilometer orbit, so I do have some ability to go down. But with the long burn, that's just what it is. And of course, partway through the burn, we're going to be losing these big radial boosters. Okay. Okay, here we go. We're about almost 10 seconds from the burn. So we're just going to punch it. Just going to punch it. E2 and go. And we're off. Just on a few engines there. But we're going to be pushing this in just a bit. And there we go, and then those leave, and now we're on just the nerves. And these engines are for the entire rest of the journey. We got some drop tanks that we will be losing at certain moments, but that is about it. And there's still 5.5 minutes left in the burn. And it is important to recognize that the further you are off of program, I mean, this is a pure prograde burn, so about half of it's going to be done below the prograde vector, and about half of it's going to be done above the prograde vector. And the further you are from prograde, the less efficient this burn is. That's why splitting it up turns it into 2 burns where you spend even less time from that. And the more you can split it up, the more efficient it will be. But this should be fine. This should be fine. Now, I just want to make sure this middle tank should not be being, well, that shouldn't be draining at all. That shouldn't be draining at all. This is the fuel for Waffle Bird in the middle. At least a lot of it is. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to turn off some of these tanks. I got a feeling I forgot to turn off some of these. Okay. These should be off. Yep. Same with you. Wow. Okay, let's check that again. Okay. And we should be just, yeah, we're draining these tanks here. And these tanks should be remaining full, and these tanks should be remaining full. So that when these 2 tanks are dry, we stage them. Yep, everything's set good. Where does the extra efficiency come from doing this lazy loop? That's what I was saying. If you did it in one big burn, you spend a lot of time off your prograde vector. That's essentially you burning in the wrong direction. And that's where your inefficiency. You want to maximize the amount of time you're spending close to that prograde vector. Also, you want to maximize the closest you are to the planet. The closer you are to the planet, the more efficient progrades and retrograde burns are. So the lazy loop definitely saves me some fuel. And the more you can break it up, the more you save. And basically, again, your rule of thumb is, if you find yourself burning far away from prograde, and it's a prograde burn, then that's a lack of efficiency right there. Right now, though, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Now, yeah, we're not going to be draining these tanks before this is done. Oh, I'm just hoping. Oh my gosh, there's another thing I got myself worried about. This fuel tank was on. So, of course, that is impacting my delta V. And does that mean my delta V that I thought I had, I didn't really have because I was counting fuel that I shouldn't be using? Oh, life with me. Live streams are so much fun. So there we go. We got ourselves... I don't know. And I'm going to say what I've said so many times. It's going to be what it's going to be. I should just put that on the thumbnail. That should be the name of the series. It's going to be what it's going to be. Yeah, the only way to test that, the only way to see is to go back into the vehicle assembly building. Maybe I clicked that off by mistake at some point, but I don't know. There's no point now. We're on our way. We are on our way. Now, the fuel this thing's carrying is a lot of fuel to get Wafflebird back. It's more fuel than he likely needs, so we might still be fine on the other end. Emphasis on the word might. You know, I do like this vehicle better than the Wafflebird Rescue 1. I think it looks nicer. I think it's a nicer looking thing with its drop tanks and stuff. Next week might be Rescue 3. We'll see. You never know. All right. It's just, yeah, I think it looks nice. It's nice and smooth at the front, and it's all industrial and janky at the back with lots of struts and stuff. That's always a good look. You know, looks like scaffolding back here, but nice and smooth at this end. All right, still going. Oh, I should have been. I could have been. Oh, there's here. Could have been physics warping through all this. I don't know why I wasn't. Too busy talking, too busy worrying about fuel, I think is really what it was. Alright, so just about there. There's nothing super precise about this burn. We will adjust the other burn to compensate for this. Okay, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1... and go. That's good enough. Get rid of that. We still got this fella. Now, the one thing that's right away you'll notice is that that fella is way over here. So the first thing I need to do is bring this down. You know what? No. We'll do this right. Oh, for goodness sakes. Bring that down right down onto the periapsis. I was about to say I could. Nah, I'm not going to. I could burn this a little more, but I'm not going to. The biggest thing I always worry about when doing this is a moon encounter. And so if I see that I'm not hitting the moon, what I should have done is actually just set the moon as a target. No, I'm not coming anywhere close to the moon, so that's good to see. Okay. Alright, so let's set this back to Wafflebird, and I can see here I need to add a little bit more onto the progradeness of this. And all I'm doing is bringing that periapsis down to match up with Wafflebird's periapsis. No attempt at a rendezvous just yet. I think that looks pretty good. I don't even know. What is that? 3.556? Well, 3.56 is pretty darn close, so maybe a little more. There we go. Oh, now I can see the encounter. That's a sure sign we're crossing. Okay, so we got 1,506 meters per second left. There's still 3,803 left in the vehicle. And I worked out that the rendezvous is going to cost 4,000. So clearly that's, yeah, clearly I was counting that fuel. Okay. Well, we'll be able to do the rendezvous because this thing has plenty of fuel, but I was clearly counting this fuel. I can see now I don't have enough. But it's going to be what it's going to be. Okay, so normal vector just for solar panels. Make sure those solar panels stay exposed. This burn's coming up in 22 days. You can see why I did that 30-minute, why I did that 30-minute time delay to give me the time to do this bit. 5 days there. Oh, I can come back in orbit. Okay, that's cool. I'm just noticing it's doing more. I can come back in orbit. Let's get back on that second maneuver. I'm doing more than one orbit before coming back to this. So this burn, yeah. So we can come back in orbit. 11 days sounds about right. Ah, and I can take some off of this with that. Okay. I think I said 5.56. Okay, saved myself a little bit there. Okay, now the burn's coming up in 11 days. F5. Alright, let's do this. Let's use alarm clock. Don't trust game. And give me... I made this mistake before. If I give myself 5 minutes warning, because the burn's going to be 9 minutes, so I'm going to give myself like 15 minutes warning here on this maneuver. And let's do this. So, boom, 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 boom. So I'm going to go way out here. There goes the moon below us. And then we're coming back. Yeah, might as well turn on this fuel thing here because I know I'm going to need some of this fuel. But hopefully, who knows, maybe there'll still be enough left over for Waffle Bird to get what he needs. Okay, let's time warp in. Alarm clock can go away. That's not the game's alarm clock, the stock one. That is the mod Kerbal alarm clock, one of the ones I did add. Only because I don't trust the game's alarm clock sometimes. Have I kept track of how many Kerb bucks I have spent rescuing Waffle Bird? 100% no. I don't want to know. I completely do not want to know how much I've spent on Waffle Bird. He'll be worth it, though. Hey there, Javier. How are you? Yeah, you can. Yeah, that's true. John says that you can set up alarm clock to automatically add those maneuver. I think it did actually for me. But you got to get the buffer. You got to tell it the buffer. It doesn't pay attention to how long the burn is when it sets it. So you have to give it the appropriate buffer. But as it was kind of a one-off, I really didn't need it. Okay, so we are 30 seconds away. You can see we're still a ways away from periapsis. What's this? We're still 5 minutes from periapsis. Again, kind of unavoidable because it's not going to be long after this that we're going to be ejecting ourselves from Kerbal, and then you can't come back and do another one. So there's no way around not having the last part of this burn be the bulk of it. Okay, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and go. There we go. All right, you make yourself dinner. Welcome back when you're back. Okay, this time I will do a little bit of physics warping. Oh, you can get alarm clock to add in the halftime business. Okay. So, oh, I should look at this. There we go. See, we're already ejecting ourselves, so we ain't coming back to Kerbal. We ain't coming back. No, I do got to get ready to do a ejecting these fuel cans. Again, these ones should still be full. Good, good, good. I'll take the time warp off when it gets ready to do that. We're scooting across. My periapsis is at 86 kilometers, right? So I probably could have gotten away with an 80 kilometer starting periapsis, but I figure it's better safe than sorry. Okay, we are coming close to staging those drop tanks. So I'll take off the time warp. Get ready on that. So it's really, yeah, you can see these are almost empty. So I'm really watching this number over here. When it says there's nothing left in the stage, we stage. Nothing's going to happen with the engines, though, so I do have to watch the number. And There. Whoa, that went off with vigor. With vigor. Gonna turn those down a little bit. Now we're on to these little drop tanks. Again, the middle part should all be staying good. Including you, yep. I knew everything was going a little bit too easy for me not to have made a mistake at some point. Oh, we can start time warping again. Yeah, I've done the dipping into the atmosphere while doing an ejection before. It's one of those things you do once and then realize, okay, I got to be careful about that in the future. All right, we are on our way out of here. Let's see what's going on out at this view. There we are. They get rid of too many. Whatever. We'll do it with our eyes. You can see our periapsis coming down again. This, I really think the game shouldn't have done this. I think it's kind of cruel. The irony of this is, after getting this one last week, I rescued somebody from a like 75-kilometer orbit about Kerbal. Like, how can it mix that? I complain about the contract. Well, what's the point complaining about the contracts? They are what they are. And they're not going to change, so. But most certainly, I think the contracts are one of the weakest aspects of this game. But I need missions. I need missions given to me rather than coming up with my own. Okay, we're coming close. We're coming close here. Let's reduce throttle a little. It was 35. I think it was 0.56, I think, on that number there, like after the decimal place. I believe is what I had. So I'm just going to wait till I... Whoa, numbers are... Okay, I see it. So... No, there's a lot of numbers down here, but I'm looking at this one. Calling it there. Let's delete that. Oh my god. Yeah. I think that looks pretty good. Now I got a huge separation coming up, but we'll deal with that in just a little bit. Right now, that ain't bad. Let's just get ourselves into orbit about the sun. Yeah, I still got... Wow. I think I'm going to be using more than just this fuel. Let's turn that one on, because I got worked out. And my math tends to work out okay. It's my execution of said math that always is the problem. But by my math, the rendezvous should cost 4,380 meters per second. And I noticed if I don't have these on... This is the fuel for a Waffle Bird. It's only 2,000. Maybe I worked that into it? I don't know. It'll be what it is. So now I got enough Delta V to do the rendezvous. So we'll be getting there. Okay. Leave. Bye, Kerbal. We'll see you later. Oh, whoa. How about extending that antenna? I was just getting myself out of range. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh, my lights. I got lights on this thing, don't I? A little bit. Okay, bye, Kerbal. Almost forgot to extend the antenna. I do have limited functionality. I probably could have extended it. I think. Are we in orbit of the sun now? I think we are. Are we in orbit? We are in orbit of the sun. Okay, so let's see here. So, I need to put let's center this on the sun. Set Waffle Bird as a target again. Add a maneuver here. And we're just going to bring this down as low as we can. and still get our rendezvous. You can see how expensive this is. Like if I come right down to the point where I'm matching, see, 4,330 right there, and I'm still not quite there. So my 4,380, I think, was an accurate prediction. All right. As much of this burn as you can do now, the better. Okay, so that's coming into getting ourselves a nice close encounter down here. Still a ways in the future. Okay, so our separation there is 5,700 kilometers. So now what I want to do is just tweak this. It will not take much tweaks to change that a lot. And you don't have to dial this in just, yes, 778. I'll never burn it this precisely anyway. 776, that's good enough. My relative incline, I can't even see it. There's too many here. Oh, it's 0. It should be fine. Okay. So that burn's coming up in 99 days. So we're going to F5. It is a 10-minute burn. Now that we're away from Kerbal, long burns don't matter anymore. So that part's all fine. So add alarm. Give myself like a good 12 minutes of warning here. Okay. All right, so we're gonna get down there. Here we come, Waffle Bird. Full time warp. We will be delivering some fuel, and perhaps it'll be enough. Because I actually, my number for how much fuel to bring down the Waffle Bird should stop, right? Yes. Okay. Sorry, I'm just waiting for the time warp to stop. But the calculation for how much fuel to bring I just worked out as much fuel as it would take to fill the ship, which I know is more than enough. So it is entirely possible that the fuel we end up giving him might be enough. He's going to need about 4.4 kilometers per second of delta V to get back to Kerbal. Of course, there's always the possibility of an Eve assist, but we all know how well that went last week, so... Or no, it was 2 weeks ago. So I'm not really sure I should count on doing an Eve assist. Okay, here we go. Okay, let's reduce throttle. And now, even though this is like almost a 10-minute burn, because we're in interplanetary space and our trajectories are so close to straight lines, like we're right on the retrograde vector anyway. So here it doesn't matter that the burn is super long. I don't have to split this up. I am going to be losing these tanks partway through, and then we'll be just on this central core, which has an ample amount of fuel. The question is there enough to for Waffle Bird to be able to use? We're going to give him everything we got. Okay, 4, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1, and a go. Again, a little bit of physics warping. We'll stage away these tanks, and then we'll... Then there's no more stages. That's the whole rest of it. Oh, so apparently... Okay, just a sec. I'm almost coming to a staging event, so I'll wait on that. Okay, off comes the time warp. So apparently I already have it set up to do the half burn thing on... let me look at alarm clock when this is all done. We'll take a look at it. Okay, just about done on these tanks. Goodbye. See you later. Now it's just... What's nice, though, is our TWR is continually... Oh, I thought our TWR would be higher than that. I have... Okay, I'm confused on that front, too. Because it started at... I could have sworn it was 0.2 in low Kerbal orbit, and I've done nothing but... I don't know. I'm not going to worry about it. Not going to worry about it. Okay, alarm clock, people were saying. So, people were saying... Oh, I guess I need to have a maneuver. Okay, next time I set it up, I set up a maneuver, I'll pay more attention. Now, at this point, I can start looking at this. I want to minimize my intersect distance. You can see what's happening. We're bringing down that apoapsis. We're going to end up doing one more loop. And then when we get back to here, we should be meeting up with Rendezvous, or meeting up with Wafflebird. Once again inside Moho's orbit, which is the stinky part of this. At full 4 times time warp. Where's the sun? Hello, sun. Ooh, if you recall last time too, Kerbin was really badly placed. I hope I don't have anything like that. No, Kerbin's over here to the side. The rendezvous won't be for another 110 days. I think it's going to be okay because Kerbin's going this way. Last time Kerbin managed to position itself directly behind the sun while I was doing the rendezvous. That was very, very mean of it. Oh, it's of course working out the TWR. How can the TWR with the sun be 0.2? That makes no... I don't know. TWR with the sun can't be 0.2. That makes no sense. I'm not gonna worry about it. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Pay attention. We're almost at the end of our burn. Okay, so I'm just looking at my intersect distance here, and I'm gonna minimize that more than I'm looking at the maneuver. So then I noticed we were close to the end. I was paying no attention. Oh, I saw it went back up again. We'll use a little RCS. 783, 776. There we go, 777 kilometers. And that's going to be in 110 days.